Hi everyone, my name is Kando, and please like my YouTube channel, share the video, and do all those social media things and like it. Yeah, so today I'm gonna talk about like my my experience with dissonance. So dissonance is to me, means like what it means, what it is like. It's like a difference between reality and what is actually happening, or reality and what actually person actually thinks. So I came about this thought because I'm in business and I'm basically a service provider. And as a service provider, I have this perception of what the clients need, and the clients also have a perception of what they need. So that difference is what is called dissonance. So I had decided to be an entrepreneur even before I completed my tertiary education, and I only managed to like go full time, like about maybe 15 years after completing my tertiary education. So about 20 years I was working for other organizations, and to me, like like in business, what has happened is I'm always looking for ways of making sure my business runs, as well as making sure that my clients get what they need. But I've found situations whereby I don't know exactly what my client needs, and my client also doesn't know exactly what they need. So there's that gap, like to fill in, and that is dissonance. So this thought came about to me when I was getting my hair cut, and there's a certain way I wanted it to be done. And then I found the barber was actually cutting it in a certain way, which he knows it should be done. So there's need like for a service provider to be very, very able to listen to what their client needs, and at the same time knowing what their client needs, and then reaching a point where they can meet with the client, because sometimes the capacity might just not be there to do what the client wants to be done, or maybe it's just a misunderstanding somewhere or something like that. But my experience has been, I know exactly what the client needs, but like especially when talking about my experience with rehab, like I know exactly what the person needs to recover, but then they have this impression that maybe they can do it themselves, and that applies to both the family and the addict themselves. They feel oh, there's a certain way they can do it, but then look, you've come to see an expert on it, and then you are again dictating to the expert what you need to be, what the expert should do to you. But then maybe if a person is not really so experienced in an area, maybe you can say, yeah, then then there's really a dissonance. But if somebody is really experienced, then and knows what they're doing and they have achieved results, it's a proven model, then the dissonance is really more on the client. But then the situations, like in my situation, I think with rehab, I really know what people really need. In my other businesses, I've got a good idea as well. In real estate, I've got a good idea what people need. And like yesterday, I spoke with one client. I was telling them, oh, for your portfolio, you need the products, the kind of housing which is really on very high demand. And right now, it's bed sitters and one bedrooms. And the response I got was, "Whoa, no, it's going to be very crowded." But then I know, I've seen it. I've seen how many inquiries I get for one bedrooms and bed sitters compared to the requirement, the inquiries I get for for a 3 bedroom house, and how quickly the 1 bedroom or bed sitter goes. So I can, in a way, tell what the market is like, and what needs to be done. And in my other business, like in the plumbing business, I've got a plumbing business. I depend on experts because I'm not an expert in plumbing. So I talk to engineers and I talk to plumbers, and they guide me on what to do, and they actually do it better. There was a point I was doing the plumbing myself, and it would take ages, and clients would be satisfied. So now I have teams. I have teams I work with for plumbing jobs, depending on what kind of plumbing job I have. That's another company. That's another business I do. And there I depend on experts because I'm not so good at it. I haven't worked a lot in it, but I've done quite a bit of work in real estate, and I've done quite a bit of work in rehab, and I've got a pretty good idea of how things need to go. So in that area, I'm pretty confident of how things should go. I've also got investment now in water production, and yeah, in that one, I'm invested. I'm not the founder of the business, so I depend to a large extent on on the founders of the business, and also I have an expert who has a lot of experience in the beverage industry, who I work with. They give me tips and advice on which way to go and things like that. So just to cover up that dissonance, to really bring things to reality where they should be. The unique thing about rehab is that, the very organ which people are supposed to use to reason properly, the brain, is what that gets damaged. Initially in the addict, but also in the family. People literally go crazy because of the behavior of the addict in their family, and the reasoning just goes not so okay. So if there's one epidemic which really needs to be dealt with, I think it's the addiction epidemic, because it's huge, and it has such a huge impact. And then to a degree, businesses are taking advantage of it. So the whole mechanism where addiction manifests can be used or misused. So there's businesses which are using it for their own advantage, misusing it, and then for their own advantage, and there are businesses like mine which are using it for the advantage of the client. Yeah, so these things can be used or abused. Yeah, so that's my take on dissonance. Just a gap between what is really going on and what is going on through the heads of people. And what goes on through people's heads can vary. That's why I'm currently implementing a documented system for my companies, so that even my thinking can go not so perfect at some point, so that there is a system which anybody can come in and run and know that things should run like this. When they run like this, they work. If evidence comes about proving the opposite, then changes must take place. Um, non-conformances need to be reported, and then corrective action taken. So that is how my companies are constantly innovating. Innovation will always continue, and we keep on adding new technologies. I was watching a video today about blockchain, and I'm now exploring how I can use blockchain to really enhance the business, because now, like Restart, my rehab brand is now in multi-level marketing, meaning I'm recruiting huge numbers of people to work with, so that we can achieve like big goals, big audacious goals, at a global level. In fact, at a universal level, even the people on Mars are going to be in the Restart program. Yeah, wherever a person goes, the person who is on the moon will be on a Restart program. So it's not just global; it's in the universe. that is where I am right now. Um, Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for letting me share. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, share it, and give me a comment and just tell me what you think about what we've just discussed. Thanks for letting me share.